Good morning, yes.
Good morning.
Mike King, Danielle King. Do you guys know what we were doing 1 year ago this weekend? Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
We went out to get a quick bite to eat, and we went there at 6 o'clock in Calgary. It was, our daughters were swimming in Calgary at provincial qualifiers. And the reason I remember that is because they're doing provincial qualifiers this weekend in Edmonton. But it was a year ago, this weekend, on Saturday night, we thought we'd go out for a quick bite to eat, 6 o'clock. We shut the place down and just got shit-faced. Our bill was in excess of $470. We were very thorough. And that is when I decided to join Valentis. It was that night. So, we're coming up on February 9th, which is my 1 year anniversary of signing up, of enrolling under Danielle. And it's been a terrific year. It's great to meet everybody here. Everybody's talking about the positive atmosphere that we have in Valentis, and that's true. Everybody talks about the support that we have here in Valentis, and that is true. So great to have some people that I personally enrolled here, and Daryl and Amanda and Donna and Kevin, and members of their team, and everybody else that's here. It's cool to be here. And thank you very much, Dave and Brenda, for asking me to speak. I certainly appreciate that, and I enjoy doing it. So, I don't know anyone. What happened there?
The other way.
There we go. I don't know anyone. You've probably heard it 100 times. Well, you may have even said it before you signed up, even though you did sign up. I don't know anyone. I can't do this business. You know, a common misconception is that you need to know 5,000 people in order to get your business rolling, and that's not the case. I mean, who knows 5,000 people besides Don Carson?
It's only
Who
you.
knows 5,000 people? Nothing could be further than the truth, though. You don't need 5,000 people to do this business. You need the right people. You could do this business knowing absolutely nobody. Zero. You could be blindfolded with your head in a gunny sack thrown out of the back of a moving van in the middle of Sugar Tit, South Carolina. And you can start doing this business. And Sugar Tit, South Carolina is an actual town. It doesn't matter. Sweet Lips, Tennessee, Pie Town, New Mexico, wherever you want to go. I'll throw you out the back of any van with a gunny sack over your head. It's true though. You can do this business anywhere, not knowing anyone. Now, I've been in radio for 37 years, and being the guy on the radio, I got certain perks, and it's been a pretty rewarding career. I don't know what if I would trade, anything for what I've been fortunate enough to call a career over the past 37 years. But with the perks that I've been lucky enough to get, some of those have included hosting vacations to amazing destinations. In the past, I've taken up to 150 people to places like Jamaica, Mexico, Phoenix, Thailand, Detroit. This past December, I was supposed to take a group of people. We were going to offer it up on the radio where people could buy into a trip and go on vacation. We were going to go to Mexico. A couple of weeks before we announced the trip, the travel agent backed out, economy being what it is, and he didn't think that we were going to be able to sell the trip. So I didn't end up hosting a trip. And the thing was, I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to have, anywhere from 40, 50, 60, 80, 120 people. I'm going to be able to, be selective and talk to some people, maybe expose them to the information about Valentis. There's going to be a lot of fat people on that trip. Because there always is. So my trip was canceled, but the thing was, the travel agent yanked the trip. I still had vacation time, so my wife and I decided that we were going to go to Jamaica. So we went to Jamaica together,
Yeah, man.
with not one radio listener in tow. We went there, not one familiar face or one face that was familiar with me. And we went there, we went to Negril, we went to Couples, and we had a great week. I didn't know a soul other than my wife. Now, when I go on vacation, one of the first things I like to do is scope out the golf in the area. I'd been to Negril before, so I knew I was going to be going golfing. Usually, one of the first things I look into. So this past December was no different. The thing was, I used to go golfing with my sidekick or other people on the trip because I'd host a trip and there would be people with me or my partner from the morning show or whatever the case, and we'd book golf and away we'd go. But not this time, because I was just there with my wife and she wanted to do the spa and the beach thing. I wanted to go and do a golf thing, so I booked a one-some. I want the loser. You know? So I booked it, and then it was for the next morning. Next morning, I'm standing in front of the resort waiting for my transportation to go to the golf course, all greased up like a wrestler, with sunscreen and everything, all ready to go. Looked like a Chippendale dancer, socks pulled up to my knees. And I'm thinking, well, golfing alone, at least I'll be back to the resort in 2.5 hours. You know, I'll just go out there, bang, bang, whack. Well, I was. Sometimes I say nasty words when I golf. I hit it a long way into the bush. So yeah, I'm standing there waiting for my ride, and I hear the clank, clank, clank of clubs and irons clanking against each other, and I turn around and look, and there's a guy walking up the stairs at the resort, and he too is going golfing. The guy, he's in charge of the city sewer works, Corner Brook, Newfoundland. He was going golfing too. He's staying at the resort, decides he's going to go. So we load up on the bus, and we get ready to go golfing. We get to the course, and we're putting our shoes on and putting our tees and balls in our pocket and everything like that. And we decide we're going to golf together. And we load up the cart, drove to the first tee. I opened my water bottle and poured an Immune Boost packet into the bottle because I had a little too much Red Stripe the night before. By the way, who knows that Immune Boost is awesome for a hangover? I had 3 today.
Oh my.
So far.
Jerry.
You'll need more tonight.
I just might, yes. So I'm not going to end up running around naked or anything like that, like your buddy at your cabin or anything. No bets with Don Carson. Don't anybody make a bet with Don. I don't get to see your pimply ass running around. So, I'm pouring the Immune Boost packet into my bottle of water, and a sewer dude from Corner Brook, Newfoundland guy, he says, what do you got there? What's that there, buddy? Well, he asked, so I told him. And I just told him a little bit. Just a nugget. Just enough for him to want to ask more questions. So that's what we do, after the 4th hole, that was on the first tee. And then after the 4th hole, the drink cart lady came around. Oh, I thought you were waving at me. I have 10 minutes left. I'm half done. I'm not even on my second page.
I haven't even started.
Jordan's in Washington. I'm going long. Talk to Ted.
Take a spot.
So we get to the 4th tee, and I order a water. He orders a Gatorade.
Oh.
And, I know.
I know.
I order water. He orders a Gatorade. We get up to the the 50 bucks and I get an energy and I pour it into my thing. He goes, well, what the hell is that? That's a different one than the other one. So long story short, I know it's almost impossible with me. We talked about the products, business opportunity, and golf, and had a great day. And I would golf again with him a couple days later and answer more of his questions about Valentis. The point is, I went to a golf course in a different country where I didn't know anybody, and I found a prospect. So, it was a good day, and we got to know each other, sort of thing. And it was after the golf, I got back to the resort, and for some reason, everybody was wearing sweaters and pants. Which was weird because it's in Jamaica. I thought that was going to be funnier than it was. Yeah, I did. When I found this slide, I thought, that'll be funny. I was wrong. So golf is done, and we go back to the resort, and once again, I knew no one except for my wife, who's lost 15 pounds, by the way. So we had some lunch, and then after lunch, we went down to the pool bar, and I stood up at the pool bar, and I started throwing out samples, and I said, hey, everybody, I'm a diamond with Valentis. Try some of this coffee. I didn't really do that. That would be ridiculous. Now what we did was we went to the pool bar and we played poolside trivia and got drunk with a bunch of people that were from all over the world. And we didn't make one mention of Valentis or coffee or Immune Boost or Trim or anything like that. We sat there and we played trivia and we drank and we exchanged pleasantries the next day on the beach after getting to know these people. We saw them, on the beach in the main restaurant in the hot tub later in the day, and slowly got comfortable with people that we had met the day before. People I had never met before in my life. The next day, I went golfing with Corner Brook sewer guy again. So there we are, we're having a grand old time. And if you remember, I was together with Corner Brook sewer guy a grand total of 9 minutes before I shared anything Valentis related with him. And it was because he asked, right? He was the one who wanted to know what I was putting into my water bottle. He was the one who brought it up. He didn't, I didn't have to say a word. He is the one who asked, and it's so much easier when it's their idea. So, we had a great day golfing. Every couple of holes, he would ask me more stuff about Valentis. Is he going to become a rep and step up? I'm not sure right now. I've been in contact with them. It's a process. The thing is, the point is, marry yourself to the method, not to the result, right? It's a situation where it could have been nothing, and it ends up being a possibility. So it's a pretty good deal. We had a great time golfing. Meanwhile, back at the resort, we're starting to spend more and more time with the people from Canada, US, Germany, UK, Australia. I discovered that I know a lot of people, actually. All of these people on the resort that I had started just having conversations with. Basically, I had my choice of who I could share the info with at the appropriate time. Didn't matter if they were young or old, professional, blue collar, retirees, all kinds of people. And it got to the point where I found out that they're a group of about 40 people, and they all met at that resort, and then they all became Facebook friends, and then they share the information. They say, okay, this year we're going to be there on such and such a week, and it got to the point where we got to know these people well enough that they invited us back the second week of December in 2017 to be a part of their group. So it's kind of cool the way this all developed, and they are literally from all over the world. So that's a possibility that we may look into at the beginning of December next year. So that they obviously invited me, knowing that I'm the person that's able to bring the most beer to the hot tub in one trip. Sometimes not knowing somebody can be an advantage. Sometimes not having an agenda can be a benefit. And most times things will happen organically if you let things happen instead of trying to make things happen. Just 9 minutes after our introduction, my golf buddy knew about Valentis, but did you notice that we haven't brought up anything about Valentis to my resort friends yet? And I've been hanging out with them for 3 days, right? Not a word to my trivia pals. We still had 2 days left in our Jamaican vacation where we didn't know anybody, but suddenly we did, right? So, going into a situation with an agenda, you need or a need to get your message out there. You can sometimes end up backfiring and alienating you. You end up being that coffee person, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's in person or if it's through social media. You know, Mike King talks about puking on everybody all the time. If every 45 minutes you're saying something, hey, here's my website, hey, look at this, hey, you know, it's Ginkgo or City of Cambodia. And if you're doing that all the time, then you just become white noise, right? So biding your time and taking an opportunity when the opportunity rises rather than forcing an opportunity and losing it forever, you can build a network anywhere, anytime, and not know a soul. So still no mention to my pool bar buddies, and my wife and I went off the resort for most of the Wednesday and laid a little low on Thursday, solemnly promising each other that we would not get too drunk on Thursday night so that we were hungover on the plane on Friday, which was a great plan. And then when they were having a beach dinner on the Thursday night, and on our way to our dinner, we ran into one of the other trivia couples that we had dinner, and then we ended up having dinner with them. We ended up having dinner with them that night. So that was great. These two people were from Boston, both divorced, and both, like, they remarried. They both brought kids into the marriage, and all were out of school or on the verge of getting out of school. He's been a Boston police officer for many, many years on the cusp of retirement, but not in a situation to stop working altogether. Ding. She's not of retirement age, and that's a good thing because they would drive each other nuts if we were sitting at home all the time with nothing to do. Ding. He's been gaining weight in the recent years, wants to lose some weight so he's healthy enough to enjoy his retirement, do all the things he wants to do with his younger wife. Ding! They have college-age kids, and they're going to need to help with the schooling costs. Ding! You know, all of these things that he started saying to me as we were having dinner and then watching the trapeze artists and the flamethrowers and all of that stuff. And finally I just said, do you drink coffee? He said, yeah. The thing is, I mean, he told me all his wants, he told me all his needs, he told me what would make a difference in his life for the rest of his life. And, you know, when he was done, I shared the information about the company and how it's changing people's lives every day. I didn't go all Yosemite Sam. It was something that happened organically and something that happened naturally, and it ended up being well received rather than repelled because it was like a, hey, want to buy some coffee sort of thing. So, thanks, Kevin. Verbal diarrhea and silence will end up having the same result. Opposite ends of the spectrum, but the same result. Develop your approach with people, whether you know them or not. Just because they're friends or family doesn't mean you can puke Valentis all over them all the time. In person or on social media, I mean, you have to listen to people and let them tell you what their wants are, what their needs are, what their desires are, what they're looking for down the road. You know, and people love to talk about themselves, and if you let them talk, you can say hello. And then you can listen to somebody talk about themselves for 5 minutes because people love to talk about themselves. And they'll tell you everything you want to know. They really will. You just have to sit there and listen. I was in Phoenix earlier this month with a golfing buddy, and I was staying in a rented condo, and he had family obligations for part of my stay, so other than him, I didn't know anybody, so I Ubered around to eat and shop or and do all kinds of stuff. Here's my Uber driver. That's not really my Uber driver, but that's the thing you get in your mind anytime anybody ever says Uber. I took Uber all over the place in Phoenix. It was terrific. And I talked to a lot of Uber drivers and I found out a lot about them. One of my Uber drivers, very friendly, engaged me immediately, sort of thing, how was your day? Where was I from? What was I doing in Phoenix? And then I asked him one question. I said, hey, so Uber driving, is this your full-time gig? Is this what you do? Well, here's what you can learn about a person. Here's what you can learn about your Uber driver in a $9 Uber ride from the golf course back to your condo. Randy S., former sheriff, shot on the job, got a settlement that is light, divorced, and his wife took her share. He's driving Uber for extra cash, working commission job that starts next Monday, beginner gold broker. Thinks Starbucks is close because he's out of coffee. Loves coffee. Loves Monster energy drinks too. Needs energy for driving shifts. Wants to lose weight. And then when we arrived at my destination, I listened to him the whole way. When we arrived at my destination, guess who has samples in my business card? Just have to listen. You don't have to know anybody. You can do it anytime, anywhere, with anyone. So get out there and do it. Hashtag you can do this anywhere. Hashtag thank you, Dave.
John.
We can't stop listening to you, so we were just like, all right, go, just go. We love Terry Evans.